Hey y'all, we back. Here's the thing, right? We're going to continue these horror stories because they're really terrible. They keep getting terrible. They don't really get better. This particular person, we dated over some time. And it just really didn't get better. But I wanted to share this part of it because I wanted to show that I did make an attempt. I did try. Okay? So, after, the HIV testing day, okay, cool. Boom. I said, you know what? I'm listening. He likes to be active. He likes to go to the gym. So I said, let me plan the next date. Something free, something cute, something active, to show that I'm listening and that I'm, willing to participate in your activities, right? So I decide, okay, we're going to go for a nice little park walk. Go on a walk at the park. It's free. It's in public. It's active. Okay. Something you would be into. That's in your wheelhouse. Okay, cool. So, we meet up at the park. Okay? Cute little park out the way. Real cute. Real short. Because, I'm fluffy. I am built for speed. I'm built for comfort, not speed. Okay? I'm not going to be doing too much walking. But, just to give you a little razzle dazzle. Okay? So, we get to the park. He comes after me. Okay, cool. We get out. We start walking. Okay. So, this park has like two different ways you can walk. You can walk this way to go to this end, or you can go to the other end. So we decided to go to the other end where there wasn't many people, just so we could really talk and kind of connect. Okay? So we get to walk and we walk down the path. We're having a kiki and a cackle. Also, I would like to mention, during this time, as you guys know, I'm very intuitive. I get a little inkling. I say, hey, have you ever been to jail? You ever been locked up? Randomly. He says, oh, well, actually, yeah. I'm from Chicago. I was in a little, yeah. And I changed my life around. I got my degree in this and I've worked really hard. And I said, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm not against it. I'm cool. As long as you ain't doing nothing illegal right now, we good. But that came up as well. So I think that kind of jarred him because he didn't expect me to say that. So I think that already took him off his beaten path of what the conversation was going to be. Okay. So we proceed, right? So we just said that. I said, okay, well, let's sit down, just chat. Just a chat. Just a smidge. We done walked all the way to that end. All this ass, I got to sit down. Okay? So we sit down, and we get to proceed to talk. And it's a cute little conversation. He's telling me about his life in Chicago and how he grew up and all the things. So I'm saying, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, cool. These two older French people come walking the path, minding their business. And the lady says, hi. He says, hi. And she walks off, and then they didn't get but 2 feet. And he says, they in America, they need to speak English. She said, excuse me? He said, yeah, you in America, you need to speak English. Excuse me? So the lady was jarred, but her friend was like, let's just keep moving because I can see where this is going. So the man kept moving her along. And I'm sitting there, I'm like befuddled. I am befuddled because, for one, why are you harassing people? The lady spoke to you. You spoke to the lady. Why do we need to continue to try to antagonize her when she's minding her business talking to her partner? Look, like you should be doing. You should be talking to me, not them. Right? So I'm taken back because I'm like, yo, why are we here? Why are we doing this? Why is this the thing? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm right checking. Yeah, I'm about to get off the boat because I don't want to get into fights, arguments. I don't want it to constantly be where I'm on alert when we're in public settings that you could potentially start something, right? So we get over that. Maybe a couple of minutes after that, I said, you know what, let's go ahead and cut this. I need to go get my son. I enjoyed the walk. I'll hit you up when I get home. Cause no. I'm telling y'all, this shit just did not get no better. And this was me making an attempt to, again, try to take some initiative. Like, I'll plan a date. You've been trying to plan dates. It hasn't really quite curled. Let me try something. Let me engage you a little bit. And this is what I got for my engagement. Okay? So, it doesn't end, sweetheart. We still have at least 2 parts to the story. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? We still have 2 parts to the story. Okay? So, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.